Everyday use of electrical devices reduces the feeling of the real risk of the consequences that the action of electricity can have on humans. Electric current can cause injuries to the body and, in some cases, the death of workers. Electric shock injuries are most often caused by improper grounding or damage to the insulation of electrical accessories due to poor handling, falling of the electrical device to the floor, wear and tear, or poor maintenance. There are certain rules you need to follow when working with electricity. Electrically operated devices must be handled with care. Avoid any improvisation. Keep the connecting cables away from heat sources, sharp edges, and moving parts. It is forbidden to use electrical devices and extension cables if the connecting cable is damaged. Extension cables must be adequately covered with a protective cover if installed in a walking area. Never overload sockets or extension cords. Sockets or switches that are hot or hot to the touch are a sign of overload and can cause a fire. Such appliances should be switched off immediately and discontinued until inspected by a qualified person. In the event of faults or malfunctions of work equipment connected to the electrical installation, example, unusual noise, sparks, smell of burning insulation, tingling sensation when touching electrical equipment, switch off the power immediately or remove the load plug from the socket. Pull the plug out of the socket by grasping the plug by hand and then pulling it out. Do not pull the plug out of the socket by pulling on the power cord, as this may pull the socket out of the wall. Damaged switches, plugs, and sockets must never be touched with your fingers, as they may be live. Immediately report any defects you notice on the electrical installations. If you notice that switches, sockets, or plugs are damaged, cracked, or non-existent, notify the authorized person or maintenance personnel immediately. If the protective switch or circuit breaker is switched on and off frequently, this is a sign of a fault in the installation. Do not make repairs yourself. This can only be done by a qualified personnel. The risk of electrical shock is higher in wet or humid areas. Do not use or operate wet electrical appliances. Also, do not work with wet hands and without proper footwear.